Back in December of 2022, I uploaded a video about a crappy Sonic level in LEGO Dimensions. Apparently people were really interested in that crappy Sonic level from LEGO Dimensions. I've been trying to think of a follow-up to that video for quite a while, as aside from the fact that it did really well, I actually had a lot of fun making it. But what other random game would have some random Sonic DLC that's substantial enough to make a full video on, but also not too big of a deal so I can put Forgotten in the title? Minecraft. I don't have to explain this game to you. It sold more copies than there are people on Earth. I'm not gonna act like I'm new to the whole Minecraft thing. I was one of the kids watching this crap. In all seriousness though, Minecraft is a game that I have been playing for a very long time, and while I definitely can get pretty tired of it, I always find myself playing it again for one reason or another. The game is just very simple, which allows you to just sort of do whatever you want, whether that be kill a dragon or build a Burger King. But to try and get back on track a little bit, the version of the game that is available on consoles and mobile devices has a little thing called the Minecraft Marketplace. Now, aside from being a giant hellscape of overpriced Minecraft skins, the Marketplace is home to the one and only Minecraft Sonic the Hedgehog DLC. Oh boy, here we go. So the game starts with you being dropped into a little tutorial area, and the first thing you're going to notice is that this does not play like normal Minecraft. They actually went in and programmed a whole Sonic moveset into the game to make this an actual Sonic game inside of Minecraft. Not only that, but there are also other playable characters that have their own special moves. Look, I'll be honest here, I thought this was just going to be a Minecraft world where you have a speed effect on. I didn't think I'd actually be playing Sonic. So upon getting to the level select area, we have Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary, because why in the world would I want to play any other Sonic levels? Like, come on, even the LEGO game had a more interesting selection. You gotta step up your game, Minecraft. It also looks like there is another stage hidden in the back for some reason. Oh no. It just sort of drives me insane on how ever since Generations we have had to keep replaying the same 3 levels over and over again. Like, honestly, I'm not even annoyed that Labyrinth Zone is here because it's just something else. But back to the hub itself, I actually really like it. It's meant to be the inside of Tails' lab, and you can find all sorts of references to some of the older games and even the movies here. Also, there's a challenge board, and whenever you complete a challenge, you get little chows that start to walk around the hub, which is a pretty fun little addition. You can also go to the actual Chow Garden from SA2, but in all reality, there is literally nothing to do here. It's a cool little Easter egg, though. So, onto the levels themselves, we first have Green Hill Zone, and it's pretty much exactly what you would expect from a Green Hill level. We got hills, loops, these breakable walls that don't work half the time, and your classic striped green grass and brown checkered dirt. I've played so many games with Green Hill in them that I'm starting to see it whenever I close my eyes. One thing that is immediately noticeable, though, is that the level tends to reuse the same level sections over and over again. But hey, maybe when I go to Act 2, it'll start showing some other stuff. Wait a minute, this is just the same level, but it's been reorganized a little bit. They made automatically generated Sonic levels, didn't they? On one hand, I kind of get why they did this, since Minecraft worlds are also randomly generated, so it gives this DLC a little more in common with the main game, but also this just doesn't work that well for a Sonic level. Since you can't really rely on Minecraft world generation to craft you a good Sonic level, they instead just took a handful of pre-made chunks for each different zone that will randomly be placed throughout the level. This helps them feel like actual Sonic levels, but it also makes the zones very boring and repetitive. The other levels definitely get more interesting than Green Hill, but they still just feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again. At least Chemical Plant and Labyrinth Zone both look pretty cool, which can make the repetitive levels a little more interesting. Sky Sanctuary looks fine, but honestly, that was never the most interesting looking level to begin with. The one thing that's kind of cool about the levels is that since they are random, you can basically play them forever, but you have to have a certain amount of rings to be able to progress on to the next act. While it definitely isn't hard to get enough rings to do that, I like that it encourages you to actually collect the rings. You can also use rings to buy extra lives or even new characters between acts, which is also pretty cool. I genuinely do think that the Sonic series should do something like this in the future, since the way it is now, in a lot of the games you have no reason to hold on to more than just a few rings to stay alive, especially since they have gotten rid of lives in the more recent games. Speaking of characters, we have 5 different characters you can choose from, with you starting out with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and eventually unlocking Shadow and Amy. Sonic plays pretty much how you would expect him to. He runs fast and can do a spin dash. One thing that's weirdly missing is the homing attack. I get that this DLC was focused more on the classic games, but since it is in 3D, it can be harder to land your attacks on most enemies. I often found myself just jumping over them instead of trying to hit them, because most of the time when I would go to attack, I would be the one who ended up getting hurt. I'm sure it was hard to make Minecraft have good hitboxes for a game like this, but I also think that the homing attack would have helped a lot with this issue. But on to the next character, we have Tails, who pretty much plays the same as Sonic, except he can fly a little bit. I'll be honest, his flying in this game kind of sucked and just slows you down more than anything. There really isn't much vertical platforming here to begin with, so there just isn't much of a use for an ability like this. Unlike most games, Knuckles actually has the ability to punch in this game, which is pretty cool. The problem is that his glide ability can't be used normally and only works after you punch, which makes it much less useful. What's nice though is that his punch gives a little more time in the air, which is actually pretty useful for skipping over certain obstacles. Amy was also surprisingly fun to use, especially since I don't usually enjoy her moveset in most games she's in. In this game, she can attack with her hammer, which like Knuckles' punch, gives a little extra air time along with having a double jump. I found that skipping obstacles with characters who can stay in the air for a little bit longer while also being able to keep up momentum was really useful in this game, since attacking enemies can be really frustrating and annoying to do. The best character in the game though is probably Shadow, because he has the Chaos Control ability, which allows him to travel pretty far distances in the air. I was able to get going pretty fast while playing as him, and I was honestly having a little bit of fun. But it didn't really take that long for the game to start feeling boring again, because it's all just really repetitive since the levels never change up that much. You do unlock something called Eggman mode after beating all of the stages, where you have to beat all the different stages with one life. Once I got to the second act though, this happened. Guess I'm not finishing Eggman mode. So I mean, overall, this DLC was definitely more than I was expecting, which is cool, but I also think that's part of its problem. This just sort of feels like a really janky and mediocre Sonic game with a few cool ideas instead of a Minecraft crossover. It's definitely really cool that they got this to feel so much like Sonic, but in the process, they made it not feel a whole lot like Minecraft. Like, you don't even get a texture pack to use in a normal Minecraft world. I also think it would have been really cool if they allowed you to create your own levels. Like, it wouldn't have been that hard to implement. There is a building feature that is already in the game. This would have given the DLC a lot more replayability, since you could make your own levels and have your friends try them out and stuff like that. They did make a normal Sonic texture pack, which actually looks really cool, but you have to pay even more money to get it. This honestly should have just been included with the normal DLC, and it would have given it a lot more value. I really only played the levels for like an hour or two before I felt like I saw most of what this game had to offer. No, I didn't go for the Chaos Emeralds or anything, but from what I can tell, there wasn't a whole lot I was missing out on. Much like the LEGO Dimensions level, this is just more of a cool novelty than anything else. But honestly, the LEGO Dimensions level still has a little more value in my opinion, because it came with the cool LEGO figure. LEGO Sonic has also now evolved into its own line of sets and stuff, and I doubt that Minecraft Sonic is ever going to be more than just a weird footnote in the history of the franchise. LEGO Sonic genuinely felt like a blend of the LEGO and Sonic games, while Minecraft Sonic just feels like a not very good Sonic game that happens to be made in Minecraft. I honestly think I would have preferred one of those worlds that you used to get in the old console editions, where you just had a huge Minecraft world that was based on a certain series for you to explore with all kinds of Easter eggs hidden around. I do get why they went with what they did though. It is still pretty impressive, and it's clear that they did care when making it. But man, now that it's over, I don't really know what I'm gonna do if this video does well. I mean, I've already done LEGO Sonic, I've already done Minecraft Sonic. What else is there to do? Oh, I'll go there.